Have you ever stopped to think about the power of your words? Every syllable that leaves your lips is not just sound, it's energy, it's influence, it's the very foundation of the reality you are building around you. When you speak carelessly, when you complain, criticize, or gossip, you are not just hurting others, you are programming your own mind to expect limitation, struggle, and failure. Your words can either enslave you or set you free. Imagine the weight of every careless comment, every reaction born out of anger or fear. That weight is silently shaping your life, often in ways you don't even notice. But here's the truth. Mastering your mouth is the first step toward mastering everything else. The moment you take control of what you say, you reclaim control of your energy, your influence, and your destiny. Words have the power to plant seeds. They either grow weeds of negativity or the roots of greatness. Science shows that self-talk literally changes your brain. Negative words trigger stress hormones, create anxiety, and lower your confidence. Positive, intentional words trigger motivation, clarity, and courage. Every time you catch yourself complaining or criticizing, you have an opportunity to flip a switch in your brain. You have the ability to consciously decide whether your words will be destructive or empowering. The impact doesn't end with you. People sense the energy behind your words. When your speech is careless, you repel opportunities, connections, and respect. When your speech is deliberate, people gravitate toward you, doors open, and influence grows effortlessly. Now, imagine walking through the day with full awareness of every word you release. Imagine speaking only what serves your growth, what uplifts, what communicates integrity. Your presence becomes magnetic. Your energy becomes undeniable. You start to notice how people respond differently, how situations shift in your favor, how your own mind feels lighter and sharper. You stop arguing with unnecessary conflict. You stop complaining about circumstances you cannot change. You stop feeding the chaos around you. Every word becomes a tool. Every sentence a strategic step toward the life you deserve. This is not just about talking less. It's about speaking with purpose. It's about measuring your words against the life you want to create. Pause before you speak. Ask yourself, does this add value? Does this elevate? Does this serve my future self? Replace criticism with clarity, gossip with insight, complaining with solutions. You will feel the shift almost immediately. Energy that was wasted on negativity now fuels focus, courage, and action. Your words become a shield against chaos, a bridge to opportunity, and a signal to the world that you are someone who commands life rather than drifts through it. When you master your mouth, you are taking the first step toward mastering your life. The reward is not just respect from others. It is clarity, power, and a magnetic presence that pulls opportunities and people toward you. The freedom you gain is immediate, and the momentum you build compounds faster than you imagine. Every word becomes an ally, every sentence a building block of your future. Your voice, once a random reflection of your emotions, now becomes the instrument of your highest potential. Start today. Speak with intention, speak with purpose, speak to create the life you were meant to live. Have you noticed how quickly your mood can shift, as if invisible forces are pulling the strings of your life? One moment you feel unstoppable, alive with energy, and the next you're weighed down by frustration, doubt, or fear. Your mood is not random. It is a reflection of what you allow to occupy your mind, of the signals you send to your body, and of the habits you have unconsciously built over time. Every uncontrolled reaction, every unchecked irritation chips away at your clarity, your focus, and your power. But here's the truth. Mastering your mood is not about ignoring your emotions. It's about taking full command over them, shaping them, and letting them work for you instead of against you. Emotions are powerful, undeniable forces that dictate every choice, every action, and every outcome. Science confirms that when you react to your feelings impulsively, you trigger your amygdala, your primitive survival center, which hijacks rational thinking and drives poor decisions. But when you pause, observe, and intentionally choose your response, you engage your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for judgment, strategy, and control. Emotional mastery is not a vague idea. It is a skill you can practice, train, and perfect. Every time you take a deep breath instead of snapping, every time you reframe frustration into a challenge, every time you refuse to let anger dictate your actions, you are literally rewiring your brain for resilience, focus, and success. Your mood is contagious, not just to others, but to yourself. When you allow negativity, resentment, or impatience to dominate, your energy spreads through every thought, every word, and every decision you make. It clouds judgment, drains motivation, and creates invisible barriers between you and what you want most. Controlling your mood is the secret weapon that allows you to remain unshakable in chaos, to think clearly when pressure mounts, and to act decisively when fear or doubt arises. When you take responsibility for how you feel, no external circumstance can destabilize you. You reclaim the freedom to choose your inner weather, and with it, the power to navigate life with precision and confidence. There are simple, yet powerful ways to regain control over your emotional state. Observe your feelings without judgment, name them, and detach from them. Identify what triggers your worst moods and set boundaries around those influences. Shift focus from what you cannot control to what you can, your thoughts, your choices, your actions. Use your breath as a reset button. Anchor yourself in gratitude for what you have, and watch how your body, mind, and energy respond almost immediately. Every small action compounds. Every moment of self-regulation strengthens your ability to maintain calm under pressure, clarity in chaos, and determination when the world pushes back. Mastering your mood is a practice of reclaiming your power. It turns weakness into strength, reaction into strategy, and fear into fuel. The reward is a life where nothing outside can dictate how you feel or what you do. Your energy becomes magnetic, your decisions sharper, your confidence unshakable. Emotional mastery does not just improve your day, it transforms your entire trajectory, giving you the calm, clarity, and focus to achieve goals that once felt impossible. When you control your mood, you stop being a victim of circumstance and become the architect of your own reality. Your life no longer drifts. You command it. You choose it. You own it. Have you ever realized that your financial life is a mirror of your discipline, your decisions, and the respect you hold for yourself? Money is not just currency. It is energy, a reflection of your habits, and a signal of how much control you exert over your life. Every impulse purchase, every paycheck wasted on distraction, every financial excuse chips away at your freedom, your confidence, and your potential. But the truth is, when you take control of your money, you take control of your life. The way you handle every dollar is a declaration of who you are and what you refuse to tolerate from yourself. Discipline with money is not punishment, it is empowerment. Your mindset around money determines how it flows into your life. Fear keeps you stuck in scarcity, comparing yourself to others, or hoarding what you have. Impulsivity drains your resources and erodes confidence. But abundance mindset is a different language, a language of strategy, patience, and clarity. When you see money as a tool rather than a source of stress, you stop reacting emotionally and start acting intentionally. You prioritize investments that serve your long-term goals. You refuse to spend energy on what does not matter. You understand that financial control is not about deprivation, but about channeling every resource toward freedom, growth, and opportunity. Research shows that disciplined financial habits consistently lead to security, influence, and choice. Tracking your spending, cutting waste, and setting clear priorities are not small actions. They are powerful rituals of self-respect. Every dollar you manage with intention reinforces the belief that you can shape your life rather than be shaped by circumstances. Money becomes a servant, not a master. Every decision you make, from saving to investing, compounds into results that will grow far beyond what you can see today. This is the secret many never discover. Financial control is not about luck. It is about habits, awareness, and the courage to say no to what weakens you. Your emotional relationship with money is just as important as your practical control. Fear, envy, and impulsive desire are triggers that sabotage growth. Becoming aware of these emotions and choosing disciplined responses rewires your brain for abundance. Every time you pause before spending, every time you invest with intention, every time you refuse to let scarcity dictate your choices, you strengthen your sense of agency. You stop being a passenger in your own life and start being the driver. Confidence, clarity, and independence grow naturally from this practice. The energy that was once wasted on anxiety or regret is redirected toward ambition, action, and purpose. Mastering your money is not just about numbers. It is about power, freedom, and self-respect. It is about creating a life where your choices are driven by intention, not fear. It is about walking through the world with the quiet authority that comes from knowing you are in control, that your resources work for you, and that every step you take builds a foundation for more. The reward is immediate yet exponential: peace of mind, freedom from worry, and the ability to pursue your dreams without limitation. When you take command of your finances, you stop being a slave to circumstance. You stop waiting for opportunity. You create it. You own it. You live unstoppable. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts shape everything you do, everything you feel, and everything you achieve? Your mind is the command center of your life, the silent force that directs your actions, attracts opportunities, and determines the limits you accept or break. Every uncontrolled thought, every pattern of doubt, fear, or comparison quietly builds walls around you. Walls that block success, clarity, and peace. But the truth is, the mind is not a wild river. It is a tool, and you are its master. When you take control of your thoughts, you take control of reality itself. Your mind is constantly producing patterns. Repetition creates pathways that determine how you perceive the world, how you respond to challenges, and how you execute your goals. Negative thinking hijacks your focus, erodes confidence, and triggers stress hormones that slow your progress. Positive, deliberate thinking rewires your brain, creating clarity, resilience, and unwavering focus. Every time you challenge a limiting thought, every time you replace self-doubt with intentional belief, you reinforce neural pathways that empower action rather than hesitation. The brain responds to the signals you send, and mastery of thought transforms those signals into unstoppable momentum. Destructive thinking is subtle but powerful. Comparison steals satisfaction, overthinking immobilizes action, fear blocks opportunity, and doubt corrodes motivation. Left unchecked, these thoughts dictate your reality without permission. But awareness is the first step toward freedom. Naming your thoughts, observing them without judgment, and consciously choosing which ones deserve your energy is not just a technique, it is the foundation of mental power. Your ability to focus on what matters, to reject what does not, and to choose empowering beliefs over limiting ones determines the trajectory of your life. Every thought that aligns with your vision acts as a magnet, attracting solutions, opportunities, and clarity. Visualization, journaling, and affirmations are not empty exercises. They are tools that strengthen the mind, enhance focus, and cement intentional habits. Meditation and reflective pauses create the space needed to reclaim control from chaos, fear, and distraction. The mind that is trained and disciplined becomes a fortress of clarity, a launch pad for ambition, and a shield against uncertainty. When you control your mind, external circumstances lose their power. You become the anchor in every storm, the strategist in every challenge, and the architect of your destiny. Control of the mind is not optional, it is essential. It is the ultimate source of freedom, power, and influence. When your thoughts are disciplined, your words carry weight, your mood is unshakable, and your actions align with your purpose. Every decision becomes intentional. Every obstacle becomes manageable, and every day becomes an opportunity to build momentum toward the life you deserve. The reward of a mastered mind is clarity, confidence, and relentless focus. It is the ability to navigate chaos with calm, to act decisively in uncertainty, and to manifest the future you have always imagined. Your mind is not a playground for random thoughts. It is a command center. Take control, focus it, sharpen it, and watch as every area of your life transforms under the power of deliberate, unstoppable thought. Everything you've controlled so far, your words, your mood, your money, your mind, comes together to create a life of unstoppable momentum. Each of these elements is a pillar, and weakness in one destabilizes the rest. Your words shape your thoughts shape your emotions guide your actions, and your actions determine the results you achieve. When all four are aligned, you operate on a level far beyond ordinary effort. You step into a presence that commands respect, draws opportunity, and shapes reality itself. The truth is, mastery is not about a single action. It is about integration, synergy, and relentless consistency. When you speak intentionally, you not only control your energy, but also create space for clarity in your mind. When you regulate your emotions, you no longer react to chaos. You respond with precision. When you manage your money with discipline, you stop being a slave to circumstance and start being a driver of opportunity. When you master your thoughts, your mind becomes a fortress of focus, a launchpad for vision, and a magnet for solutions. Each layer reinforces the others. Every decision you make becomes sharper, every reaction more deliberate, and every step closer to your goals more inevitable. You stop drifting through life, reacting to the world, and you start commanding it. Integration is a practice, not an idea. It requires daily attention, vigilance, and action. Speak with intention, observe and regulate your emotions, direct your resources wisely, and train your mind relentlessly. Each small disciplined choice compounds, producing momentum that feels almost unstoppable. The world will test you. Chaos will attempt to pull you off course, and doubts will whisper that it's too much. But the power of alignment in these four areas creates an inner force no external circumstance can overcome. This is not theory. This is the proven path of high achievers, the people who operate beyond luck and circumstance, who generate results through mastery of themselves. The energy you gain from this alignment is immediate and profound. Clarity replaces confusion. Confidence replaces hesitation. Focus replaces distraction. Your presence becomes magnetic because every action, every word, and every decision signals someone who is in control, someone who cannot be shaken, someone who creates rather than reacts. Life no longer feels like a series of battles to survive. It becomes a canvas to command, a field where your intentions shape reality, and a space where your power is undeniable. The reward of mastering your mouth, mood, money, and mind is freedom. The freedom to act without hesitation, to think without limitation, to feel without chaos, and to create without compromise. It is the peace of knowing that you are no longer at the mercy of circumstance, the clarity that comes from focus and discipline, and the momentum that comes from relentless alignment. Every choice you make in this state compounds into results that surpass what you thought possible. This is the life that mastery offers: intentional, unstoppable, and unstoppable. You are not a passenger. You are the architect, the commander, and the force that shapes everything around you. Claim it, own it, live it fully without apology, without hesitation, and without limits. Now, imagine the life that emerges when every pillar, your words, your mood, your money, and your mind, works in unison. You are no longer fragmented, no longer reacting to circumstance, no longer pulled by the chaos of the world. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every thought you hold is aligned with purpose, intention, and unstoppable momentum. You feel the power of integration in your body, in your energy, and in the way the world responds to you. This is the life of mastery, the life of clarity, and the life of relentless forward motion. When your mouth is disciplined, you speak with authority and precision. Your words no longer scatter energy, they build it. When your mood is regulated, you operate from calm, not chaos, and your focus is sharper than ever. When your finances are controlled, your actions are freed from fear and scarcity, and you move with confidence toward opportunity. When your mind is mastered, your thoughts are tools, not enemies, and your decisions are deliberate, strategic, and powerful. Each of these elements amplifies the others. The synergy creates an invisible force field that draws opportunity, commands respect, and fuels your personal evolution. Every day presents a choice: drift, react, and surrender your power, or align, control, and multiply it. True mastery is built in the moments most people ignore: the words they let slip, the emotions they let fester, the spending decisions they make unconsciously, the thoughts they allow to dominate. These are not small moments. They are the building blocks of your destiny. Discipline in these moments compounds into momentum that becomes unstoppable, unshakable, and undeniable. You begin to operate from a place of authority where others are struggling just to react. You become the calm in chaos, the strategist in confusion, and the force that shapes reality rather than being shaped by it. Integration demands vigilance, but the reward is profound. Your life becomes an extension of your intentions, a reflection of your inner power. You begin to notice the subtle ways control ripples through your world. People respond differently. Opportunities appear that once felt out of reach. Confidence radiates because it is built on the foundation of disciplined action, not external validation. You no longer wait for circumstances to change. You create change. Your energy is magnetic, your clarity is sharp, and your presence is undeniable. The ultimate truth is this: mastery over your mouth, mood, money, and mind is the gateway to freedom, influence, and purpose. It is the difference between drifting through life and commanding it. It is the reason some people accomplish extraordinary things while others struggle endlessly. When all four pillars are aligned, your life no longer has friction, doubt, or hesitation. It flows with precision, power, and unstoppable force. You are not a passive observer of your reality. You are the architect, the driver, and the creator. Take control of these four forces, integrate them relentlessly, and watch as your life transforms into a reflection of your highest potential. This is not a theory. It is a blueprint for unstoppable living. Claim it. Commit to it, and let the world feel the force of someone who refuses to be controlled by anything but their own power.